What's going on, guys? TTL here. Gonna go over my top 3 MLB plays of the day. Today is April 15th, 2024. Just want to say thank you guys for all the support. Sorry for no video yesterday. Allergies have been really bothering me lately. I wasn't really feeling well yesterday. So I got my VIP picks in, and then I just went back to bed and just spent the day with my family, really. But we are back today, guys, with some free picks. Allergies are still bothering me, but still going to push through that. Really quick, though, if you want to tell any of these picks or if you have any questions about any of these picks, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know what are you questioning. If you have any personal picks that you want me to look at, feel free to leave them in the comment down below as well. And, guys, make sure to hit that thumbs up button if you're going to tell and hit that subscribe button because I do post. I try and post daily. Recently, it's been like every other day, kind of, but I try and post as often as I possibly can. Let's get into it, though. Absolutely love this MLB board today. And guys, if there's any testament to why you should join VIP, I posted this 6-pick right around an hour and 15 minutes ago. And here's the link when I click it to copy the 6-pick. And again, this was a 6-pick. And we had Joe Ross under 5Ks. He's already bumped down to 4.5. We had Sonny Gray over 5.5. He's bumped to 6. And all 4 other picks are already off the board. You can't even take them. So 6 of 6 picks have been either bumped or taken down. So just absolutely just... It's like this every single day. Within an hour and a half of the picks being posted, they're getting taken down. So it makes it very difficult for me. Like right now, Joe Ross was going to be one of my picks. He was the only pick that hadn't been bumped. But now I can't even put him in the video because he's bumped. So it's like, it makes it very hard to make these free pick videos. And that's kind of why I'm skipping some days as well. Because by the time everything's posted and by the time I get ready to actually like, because I do Prizepicks first, and that's what is most popular for the videos. Then I do UnderDog, then I do Sleeper, then I do Chalkboard, then I do Betr, then I do Sportsbook Bets. Then I decide to make my video after all the VIP stuff is done. And by the time that's done, usually at least 3 or 4 Prizepicks props are taken down. And it makes it very difficult on me. I'm still going to give you guys 2 or 3 picks today. I don't care if I have to give some on UnderDog as well. We are going to do it. But it's not going to be my top 3 picks like it used to be just because everything's taken down. I do have 2 picks on Prizepicks that I know for sure that I still really like, though. And we're going to take a look at those. And yeah, let's just get into it, guys. But definitely recommend joining that VIP, getting them in quick, getting them in first before anyone else. And you can do so by just clicking the Patreon link in the pinned comment. It's only $20 a month. And you're gonna make your money back in just a day or 2. So definitely recommend it. And let's get into it, guys. So one of our top picks, we can go over to DG Fantasy. If you're not on DG Fantasy, use code LIMIT for 25% off your first month. But we can see here, we can scroll down, and we can see Brandon Marsh right here. Hits, runs, and RBIs over 1.5. And this is a prop that I actually am on. We can see it's minus 135 over on DraftKings, minus 140 on BetMGM, and minus 150 on Fliff. Now, I really do like this. We're getting around the same odds on sportsbooks, maybe a little bit better on Prizepicks, but very similar between Prizepicks and the sportsbooks. Now, whenever we take a look, make sure he's still on here. Hits, runs, RBIs right here. And we can take a look at Outlier to look at the stats of this play as well. And we can scroll down and we can see over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. In 2023, he went over this in 48% of games, 68 of 142. Versus right-handed pitchers, he went over in 51%, 55 of 108. And in home games, he went over in 52% versus right-handed pitchers, 49% overall. In 2024, he's went over in 8 of 15 games this year so far. Versus right-handed pitchers, he's went over versus in 7 of 9. And at home, 3 of 5, 4 of 9. So mainly what we're looking at home or away doesn't matter as much in MLB. It still matters, but typically it doesn't matter as much for batters. It matters for pitchers. But versus right-handed pitchers or left-handed pitchers, that does matter. As well as like that personal batter versus that personal pitcher, because pitchers throw different types of pitches, things like that. But we can take a look Brandon Marsh. Quantrill doesn't really have any versus Philly data right now. We can take a look. We can see Brandon Marsh has 5 plate appearances versus Quantrill, and we can see he actually has 2 hits and 1 RBI in just 5 plate appearances, with 1 strikeout, and we can see, what is that, 2 hits and 1 strikeout. Yeah, so he has a 0.4 average versus Quantrill. Overall, Brandon Marsh has a 0.277 average that bumps all the way up to 0.292 versus right-handed pitchers. And we can see Quantrill versus left-handed batters typically allows actually more earned runs as well. So I really like this data for Marsh versus Quantrill specifically, and versus right-handed pitchers where he tends to tear them up. So I'm loving this. I think that the Phillies could get a lot of runs today, which just even makes this better because it's hits, runs, and RBIs, not just hits, not just bases. So I'm really loving this. Let's lock it in, guys. Brandon Marsh over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBI. Next up, we have George Kirby, and we're going to take his, it's already bumped. It's already bumped, guys. So that is so many picks that have been bumped. George Kirby, I got him at 6.5. Honestly, at 7, it adds push potential. I'm not even going to give this out as a pick, honestly, because it's just so iffy for me. So Brandon Marsh over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. That's the only prop that hasn't been bumped. It's probably going to be bumped by the time you guys get this video, though, honestly. I really hate to say it, but it's been crazy lately. I will head over to UnderDog, though. So let me head over to UnderDog really quickly. And we'll give out some UnderDog picks as well. See what's on here or what's not. So one of my top picks on here was actually Chris Bassett over 2.5 earned runs allowed. That one is still on here, so we can take a look at that. Chris Bassett on Prizepicks, it might be on here. It might be a goblin or something. Yeah, it's just a goblin. I mean, you can still take this if you want. Prizepicks with these goblins have been crazy lately. They've been making everything a goblin. It's so hard to find actual picks that aren't a goblin or a demon. But I do like Bassett over 2.5 earned runs allowed. And let's take a look at why I'm liking this one. So over 2.5 earned runs allowed. In 2024, he's went over this in 2 of 3 games. At home, he did only allow 1. That was versus the Mariners. He's went against the Rays. He gave up 4 runs. He went against the Astros, gave up 4 runs. And then the Mariners, he only gave 1. In 2023, he only went over this in 36% of games, 35% at home. But again, it depends on who you're playing against as well. We can take a look right now. He's playing against the Yankees. And when we take a look, excuse me, I'm sorry. The Yankees 2023 stats were god-awful versus right-handed pitchers. It just was not very good. A .222 average. But then when we look at, and then that's why we can see in the top right, Chris Bassett versus the Yankees, he's pitched 14 innings. He gave up 0 runs, 12 strikeouts per 9 innings, 0.6 walks and hits per inning. It looks like he ruled because the Yankees were not very good. They did not have a good average. But then when we take a look at their last 30 games, which is a lot of that is coming from this season thus far, their average is at .251. Their OBP is .345. Slug is .420. Everything is better this year, better this year over their last 30 than it was last year overall. So this year, the Yankees have been looking really good. Bassett allows 3.6 earned runs allowed per game last year. This year, he's already allowing a median of 4 with an average of 3. I'm really liking this. He gave up 4 versus the Rays, 4 versus the Astros. I think he's going to give up 3 or maybe even 4 versus the Yankees today as well. So let's lock that in with confidence. Chris Bassett over 2.5 earned runs. Again, there's a reason that this is a goblin on Prizepicks and not on UnderDog, though. And we're going to pair that with George Kirby. Kirby might be at 6.5 strikeouts here too. Let's take a look. 7 strikeouts. But another one that I do like for him is higher than 4.5 hits allowed. And again, I think this is on Prizepicks, but I think it's a goblin. It is. Or no, they just added it. So it is a goblin, but they added it as a normal pick as well. So you could take this as a normal pick as well. I don't know why they... It was just a goblin earlier. So it looks like they may take that back down. But at least that's on Prize Picks for you guys as well. So these are the 3 picks for today. Bassett over 2.5 earned runs allowed, Kirby over 4.5 hits allowed, and Betr Marsh over 1.5 hits runs RBI. Now let's take a look at that Kirby 4.5 hits allowed. I apologize if that's really loud, by the way. Somebody just started mowing grass randomly, so that's unfortunate. But we can see 2023, he went over this in 68% of games, 21 of 31, at home 47%. In 2024, he's went over in 2 of his last 3 games. Boston, he only gave up 2 hits. Cleveland, he gave up 10. And then Toronto, the Blue Jays, he gave up 8. So I'm really liking this versus the Reds because they have been hitting the ball a lot this year so far. They're pretty similar to last year, 0.246 average last year, 0.245 this year, and they do have a higher K percentage as well. So I love this because I had Kirby over strikeouts on Prize Picks, over hits allowed on Underdog on separate slips that I think the pairing cashes for sure. And like either way, like if he gives up a ton of hits and he gets pulled and doesn't reach the strikeouts, that's fine because at least that other one would hit. If he struck them all out and didn't give up hits, that's fine because the other one hit. Or there's a chance where both of these cash because it's only 4.5 hits and it's only 6.5 strikeouts, so it's very possible both hit. But I do lean the hits allowed more than the strikeouts actually, so I am happy that the hits allowed are up temporarily. So make sure you guys get this in. I do think he's going to give up 5 or 6 hits, maybe even 8 or 9, who knows. So lock it in, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you guys join VIP so you can get these in before these pesky little bumps, though, and I'll see you in the next video.